So, why are children being over-sexualized in America? Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Conversations Reason. As always, I'm going to say thank y'all for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it, no doubt about it. And I always do. So, Tommy Sotomayor uploaded a video entitled, why are liberals so obsessed with the pushing of sex and degeneracy upon minors in America? And of course, sex was spelled with an S3X for whatever reason. But and this was in response to that sex education video that was directed at first graders. And I'll have to say, this is Tommy at its best. One of the reasons why I say that what Tommy does, what he's bringing for black people, what he does is more important than what Kevin Samuels do, which both are important. But Kevin Samuels really truly isn't covering topics like this. Not to say that what he's doing is not important, but you don't see many of these these men out there, the red pill, manosphere, dealing with stuff like that. This is what Tommy deals, and this is why I say what he's doing is so much more important for black people right now. But he covered, the whole issue of how children are just being over-sexualized in America, and he opened up the phone lines, and as you see the callers call in, you notice that the number one question asked was why? Why are they doing this? Right? And there was a one female caller, that addressed the idea, the fact that they were removing AP classes and adding more social justice warriors nonsense, replacing that with social justice warrior nonsense. So here we are in a situation where our children are being dumbed down education-wise. I believe I read an article that says that right now there are more children in school that are below their grade level they're below their grade level than ever before. So we want to worry about teaching children about sex, but we're not worrying about educating them. So the question has to be, why are they doing this? Why is this happening? Why are they sexualizing children like this? First graders? Well, had I called in that show, or if I could have spoke to the people who asked why, I can give my reasoning why I believe that this is happening. And to me, it goes back to the phrase, the New World Order. Now, if you're not familiar with this phrase, I believe a lot of people are, but if you're not familiar with the phrase New World Order, it's just simply a phrase to represent a one world government. There are people in this world that we call, let's say, globalist, elitist. I call them globalist elitists, that wants to create a one world government in which you have one central government that's over the whole planet, as if we have multiple different countries in the world today, each having their own governments. Well, this one government will supersede all of those governments and be in charge of the whole world. Now, they are trying to do this. And again, we can all go back to the Bible. The book of Revelations tells us all about what's going to happen. And it talks about the beast, or the Antichrist, is going to be over this system. And he's going to be given this great power by the serpent, which is Satan. Now, the globalists know that in order to get people to accept change, people are not going to accept change, or are going to be least likely to accept change when times are good. And there's no place on this planet where the times are better than in Western society. Well, as long as times are good, people are going to be resistant to change. Why would we change when everything is good? So in order to get people to change, to want to accept this change, they have to create as much upheaval as they can, because they know when things are bad, then people are likely to run to who's ever going to alleviate the pain as quick as possible. So these globalists know they have to create chaos and disorder everywhere. They have to turn society upside down. And if you are looking with an open, objective eye, you see this happening, right? So This is why children are being over sexualized in America today. This is why you see something like what is that, drag queen story hour? I don't know why, how any parent could let their child go to some nonsense like this. Okay, first graders, elementary students, basically school students in general, but elementary school students should not be taught sex like this. That's, I mean, that they shouldn't be worrying about anything involving sex. They should be learning. But this is why they're doing that, because they have to create chaos. This is why the feminist movement was funded by globalist elitists those years back. They created the feminist movement to create a rift between men and women, right? This is why they're trying to make men like women and women act like men, because they need chaos and upheaval. This is why the trans nonsense is being pushed before everybody, and why in some places, if you misgender somebody, you can literally be arrested for misgendering somebody. It's ridiculous. You know, this is why education in America has been dumbed down for decades now, because they don't want smart people. And this is why they keep adding lists to the LGBTQIM elemental P nonsense. This is why they keep doing this, because they have to create upheaval. You know, this is why the left refuses to guard the border, because they need mass migration. You know, like, this is why our military is being used to bomb the Middle East for no reason, no benefit for us. Why? To create destabilization there, and then they have mass waves of immigrants into other countries, because they need mass immigration, because they know that people who are native to an area tend to be more patriotic about it, but people who migrate there aren't. So they have mass upheaval everywhere in society. And if you have an open eye, you can see this. You have to be blind not to. I mean, you have to just not want to see the truth, to not see what's going on in the world today. I mean, that these globalists are trying to create that one world government. Regardless if you believe it's just conspiracy theory, if it's just religious nonsense, the fact is we see it happening. So that cannot be disregarded. They can't discredit the fact that we see what's happening in this world today. Anyway, this is why we see the over-sexualization of children and the under-education of the children, because of globalism and the New World Order. Now, had I been on that show, like I said, I could have explained this to the people, could have explained it to him. This is what's going on, because people will see it. But I find it funny that even leftists, even a typical brainwashed black person, typical leftist, not foregone, I mean mind-blown foregone, the typical leftist out there can look at this and say, wait a minute, this is wrong. Okay? Anybody objectively thinking say, this is wrong. There's no way, shape, or form should we be teaching sex to children like this. They're just going overboard, and it's never going to stop until we as a people say enough. Enough. But anyway, y'all, if you're wondering why children are being over-sexualized in America today, well, now you know, and knowing this have the battle, y'all, and as always, until next time.